Rich, yesterday Blizzard launched throughout, dropped,
rolled out.
Rolled out. That's a good way to use it. They rolled out their next gen patch, I want to say, on the Series X, Series S for Overwatch. Overwatch 1. Well, you know what? Weirdly, I had to do a load of capture for this. It makes me look forward to Overwatch 2 more than perhaps. It actually makes me want to play this again. Go back to it.
Okay.
But just to remind people, this is the Xbox One X version running in a crisp 60 FPS. And I wanted to remind people of that because when it flicks over to the Series X and the Series S, I've got a few questions that I'm not sure I can answer. Right, here's the Series X, 4K resolution, 60 FPS, which is the same as the, what do we call it? The One X.
Yeah.
And here we have the Series X imbalanced, which is 60 FPS.
I still don't really understand what balance does. Does it just heighten the quality of the textures?
I couldn't. We've got some side-by-sides in a bit. This is the Series S. Series S on resolution is 1440p. Series S in balanced is 1080p. So, but across the board, solid 60. Same as the One X was solid 60, and all the other ones are solid 60. So these are the different modes, the One X compared to the Series X.
Okay.
And there isn't really a lot in this shot.
Yeah.
But things get interesting the further we go on. If you actually start to look for the shadows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because they seem like they've done a lot of work in the shadows. Just things like Series S and the One X, no different. But when we go through these clips side by side, when you start to look at the resolution and the balance mode on the Series X, the above Tracer's head, see where it's kind of metallic on the One X.
Yeah.
On the Series X, it seems like they've gone for more kind of natural lighting and kind of shadows and stuff like that. Like almost like it's kind of ray traced, but they haven't mentioned anything about ray tracing. But
weird.
The One X is very kind of comparable to the Series S. Although obviously the One X is a 4K resolution. Look at this in the background. See the kind of the hallway. Look at the One X version compared to the Series X versions.
Bit of reflection on that curve.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it looks kind of more realistic. Whereas if you go to the Series S version, it looks exactly the same. Obviously, I say exactly the same. The One X is 4K.
Does balanced strike you as a somewhat redundant option?
Honestly, I couldn't work out why, because it's 60 FPS, and it looks slightly sharper on the Series X. So you get these sharp visuals in resolution mode and 60 FPS, so I don't kind of get it.
Yeah.
But it's a very good looking game anyway.
Yeah, it always has been.
So I don't see what they've really done in terms, except for the lighting and stuff like that, and the shadows, which is kind of cool. So you've now got a better version. But I guess we should talk a little bit about, actually, before I do that, look at the lighting in the background of that. See the windows to the kind of top left. Like actual kind of proper lighting and stuff like that, and the shadows.
That's nice.
So, but there's no PS5 version.
Yeah, that is odd as well.
This is just Xbox versions, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was saying to you before we recorded this, there is a slight onus on developers to do an Xbox Series X and S version for some reason. You don't tend to get PS5 game boost unless it's first party. Yeah. Or unless there's a full-fledged kind of PS5 version coming out.
But you would have thought that if they were doing it for the the Series X and the Series S, that they would have just rolled it out to the PS5 as well.
I mean,
there must be
why
some
not?
reason.
Yeah, presumably. Maybe it's more work. Maybe they are planning it. I don't know. Maybe it's harder to do.
Well, it's happened quite a few times now. Yakuza Like a Dragon, which launched last week.
Pretty much last week, yeah. I think it was the 2nd of March.
Yeah, like that was months after launch. Right, here you go. Look at the shadows. One on the snow bit at the top, and also on the left, on the wall. Mm-hmm. Same, like there's actual proper shadows now.
Yeah.
That weren't there before.
There's a fair difference then. A bit more depth
there is.
And, know,
but
detail.
I can't tell the difference, apart from it's slightly sharper between the resolution and the balance mode. Almost, I don't understand what the balance mode is for. It says better textures, but I couldn't really see that myself.
Maybe you need like a 16K telly.
Maybe, but obviously as well. Good. I'm glad you mentioned 16K. Not that there is a 16K version, but there's also obviously the 120 FPS version.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic if you're one of the few that's got a 120 FPS. Is it VRR or VVR?
I don't know.
Monitor or TV.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there you go. Patch out. Some improved shadows and stuff like that. A redundant balance mode. It's probably not redundant, but we didn't notice anything.
No.
So just play it on resolution mode, 4K 60. Looks wonderful, great, fantastic.
Do you know what else though?
Go on.
Overwatch isn't exactly the sort of game where you're stopping to really look at stuff for too long, is it?
No, so, absolutely not. Like,
I'd go for frame rate.
Yeah, but this is it. You don't have to sacrifice anything. It's frame rate and resolution. So
lovely, best of both worlds.
Exactly. Folks, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers folks, bye.
Bye.